At this point, he's dead weight.
Yep.
Yeah.
At this point, he's dead weight. Why not? Move on. The experiment didn't work.
Because you're not going to keep Deshaun Watson and mentor Shador or Dylan Gabriel.
No.
No.
No, not you will not you will, but you won't get a happy ending. Yo, what's this? Season 3? Season 4? Anybody know? Season 4. Season 4. Okay. Welcome to season 4 of the Showdown. Hey! Oh, it's season 5. It's season 5. But check this out.
Packer Nation, what's up? 2-0 in this place. It feels amazing. You know, 1 year ago on this weekend, I cried because I thought I was going to be a Packer. But the Kings of the NFC North came and saved me. Detroit, baby, one prime.
Wow.
What up, though, y'all? What's going on, and welcome back to the Showdown. Yes, we are back for season 5. I'm your boy, OG Tim Wilson, and I am here, of course, with the Outlaws, the soon-to-be champs of the SWFFG Fantasy Football Group Battles. After we take SWG down this time. They got us last year, but we taking them down this time around. And I'm here with none other than the super producer, DJ Rob45 in the building. What up, Joe? And also, there's no other than the graphic wizard Waze, your host of the show. What's going on, fellas? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Man, good to be back. Competition already heating up. And I'm ready for it.
What you mean by that?
Man, we got some groups going. That we got some leagues going. The Smoke Session League is making a return.
Okay.
We got the Dynasty League coming up.
The Dynasty League is the first Dynasty League in the SWFFG group page. And there's also the inaugural draft. It kicks off the draft season. So this Saturday, this weekend, today is Tuesday. For those that don't know, today is Tuesday the 29th of April. And this weekend will kick off the draft season with the Dynasty League having the first draft of the season, kicking it off. And right behind it comes the second Dynasty League of the group. They also do their draft the following week. So it's going to be that's the F it why not, F it why, even though it's spelled with a P, it's pronounced F it why not Dynasty League. Fun league there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to get it kicked off. They did let me back into the group. So yo, what's up though to the SWFFG? It's the Southwest Fantasy Football Group in the building. Yo, I am back in the group. So I don't talk much in there, but I talk a lot here. So let's see how much longer I last. What any predictions on what week I'm gonna get kicked out? Any predictions? It's gonna happen. It happens every year.
Traditionally, it happens around trade deadline week.
No. Quarterbacks usually start getting replaced around week 4. So week 4, week 5, maybe somewhere.
Okay. Now you mean week 5 of our show or week 5 of their season? Of the season.
Of the season.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, I got last year. It was sooner than that. Last year, I got kicked out after the draft and blood sport.
Oh yeah.
We did. I got kicked out before the season started. Before the NFL season started. It was after the draft and blood sport. I came in on hype, and we had just drafted against SWG, the SWV, those girls, and and then I offended them, and they kicked me out the group. So I didn't even make it to the season last year. So
I don't take much to do that. So
I went out in preseason. I was a preseason.
I think I went out. I think I got kicked from the group about a month or so before you did that last year.
And big up to Carlton, we can finally be back in his group because he acts like an asshole when we try to put our other shows in there. Even though we talk a whole lot of sports, we do a show that we talk probably a good 60% of the show we talking sports. And I don't want y'all to play y'all show in that group. That's why we ain't playing y'all. Nah. So he want to rematch. He want to rematch with the Outlaws / Nasty Boys, and I will think about. Like I said, of the bonus tracks I'll work on after I'm scheduled the real CD.
After we got the album together.
Yeah, we got the album together. So right now we still getting our heads wrapped around what our game plan going to be against SWG. That's our goal this year. That's the guys we're after. Death Row with 8 old news because we stomped their ass. And then BSB, you know, like I said, we'll get to the bonus tracks later.
Yeah.
You're like an EP right now. That's
A mixtape.
You're a mixtape. We'll put you on the mixtape sometime, some other time. And as for the EFGs, yeah, is there? As far as I can tell, it's only one EFG now.
Yeah.
That's EFG Texas.
Yeah.
And you know they don't want to smoke.
No. Oh yeah, because I'm the one that knocked them off last time, ain't I?
Yeah, yeah. And if y'all lost to Joe, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you anyway, man. Anyway, man, we had the draft weekend. The draft just passed. Big news coming out of the draft. It's funny, the draft has been over now for what, 4 days, and the biggest story in sports is still Shador Sanders. So anyway, we're gonna talk about him a little bit. We're gonna touch it too. So Waze,
Yep.
take her away.
All right. So before we jump into talk about Shador, because there's plenty to talk about there. I want to get you guys' NFC North draft grades.
Hold up. Is Rob going to sleep or he Googling? Which
No,
is
I'm not doing that.
I was gonna say he ain't Googling. He's just yeah.
I'm waiting.
He's trying to peek down. He looking at his eyes.
He had an
actually
opportunity
looking
to
up.
get his hands on some happy grass. He's good.
Oh no, he ain't dropped his eyes that low. If he dropped his eyes that low, his shit is mixed with roach poison.
I'm here. I'm engaged.
All right. So I'm looking for some draft grades from you guys.
Yep.
Let's go based on the first round. How do you guys think the Packers did?
You know what? Who they pick? I didn't. I was distracted by the biggest story of the whole draft in the first round.
Right.
So, give us who did they pick?
They picked up wide receiver Golden. I cannot remember his first name.
Remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, you got to remind me, man. That draft was a long time ago for an old guy like
Packers
me.
fans went nuts because they finally drafted a receiver in the first round.
It's been a while. It has been a while, and I like the pick because they can use it. Because last year they lacked weapons.
Yep.
And Jordan Love needs more weapons, but he's still the question mark in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think with some better weapons though, he might be better. But I know one person who's sitting at home mad right now about it. Aaron Rodgers. I never went and drafted me a damn receiver first round. But you do it from a replacement?
Yeah.
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 Out with the old in with the new, right?
We traded up to get him while you were still on the team. Remember that? That's how long we've been caring about what you had to say.
That's so true. Next up in the NFC North, how do you guys think the Lions did? I cannot remember who they grabbed first round.
They grabbed a defensive tackle.
That's what I thought.
I kind of like it. The Lions have become wait and see TV for me because Brad Holmes tends to find good players late in the draft, which is good because now they're getting late picks. So it's good that he's good at picking well late in the draft. I like that they picked up like 2 or 3 guys out of Georgia, so I like that they did that. Um, Overall, I'm going to give it a B. There's no big splashes, but they did get an edge rusher, but that he was out of Boise State, so he's a question mark. They got a receiver named Tesla. That's interesting. Tesla is coming to the Motor City. Uh, and yeah, it was okay. And now they got the D, like I said, they got the big D tackle first round. I think he's out of Georgia. Um, so they did okay. I think they did okay. I'm not jumping up and down about it, but I don't know that they had any
Oh,
glaring.
he's from Ohio State.
That's right. Oh, and he can stick. He's from Ohio State. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My memory ain't all that, man. You gotta excuse me. Don't judge me, damn it. You just keep living. You get here.
All right, Rob, what would you give the Lions?
I give the Lions a B.
Yeah, I've got them as a B as well.
They addressed the need at on the defensive line. I didn't see them really address the need at linebacker at all. So that's where they kind of failed in this draft at for me.
Okay. Um, and yeah, like I said, I gave them a B. Uh, the Vikings. Who did we pick up? We were 24. We had Donovan Jackson. Oh, offensive guard. Obviously I'm giving that an A just because I'm a lineman guy. So
Well, yeah, and that's something else the Lions did. They did pick up offensive linemen as well. I like when I like teams to go for the trenches, and they did. The Vikings did. The Lions did. Um,
pretty much the
when
entire first round did.
they went into the trenches, the trenches were very heavy in the first round, and I like that too. I believe that's where a lot of the games are won.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you can win the battle in the trenches, you've got a head start.
Right.
Absolutely. What would you give it, bro?
I give them a B also.
Okay. I gave him a B minus just because I wanted it to be a tackle. Otherwise, yeah, it would have been a B.
I'm curious. I mean, they needed to go offensive line. They're bringing in a new quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
and when I say new quarterback, I mean he's new to the NFL. And
Mhm.
he's got to be protected because he don't know what to. We don't know what to. He doesn't know what to expect, and neither do we.
Yeah.
Right.
Got to protect him. And he started last year hurt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah, no, I give that a B as well.
All right. Final team of the NFC North, the Bears.
Down Bears.
They picked up tight end Colston Loveland.
I'm gonna give them an A minus.
Okay.
I mean, if they would have went offensive line, they still would have got an A. But Ben Johnson's got him a Sam Laporta type tight end. One that can stretch the field, one that can block, pretty much a utility tight end. So I'm gonna give that one an A minus.
Okay.
I'm seeing both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn attempting to emulate what the Lions did,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see. Sometimes trying to do something that trying to incorporate a formula that worked in one place doesn't always work in the other.
No.
But when I saw that pick, I said first of all, he went offensive line in the offseason, and now he's going tight end. I say he's trying to build the Lions out there, trying to build the Lions team around a more talented quarterback, a more versatile quarterback. And I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. I still think one of the more intriguing storylines that I'm going to be paying close attention to is, did Ben Johnson make Dan Campbell, or did Dan Campbell make Ben Johnson?
Oof. And we're gonna have two opportunities to see head on.
So I think there's a lot of hype behind Ben Johnson and what he did, what a great job he did, and I got this sneaking suspicion that I think a lot of what he did was Dan Campbell doings.
We will see.
He may be getting more credit than he deserves, but one thing I will say, his lasting memory for me, he was getting absolutely annihilated in his last game as a Lion.
Yeah.
It got embarrassed. It was too much fancy and not enough grit.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't enough just football. It was too much fancy shit, too much showing off for my next employer. And now he's got nobody reining him in. We'll see how this goes. I wish him the best.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How much you want to bet Thanksgiving Day game is Bears Vikings? I mean Bears Lions.
That'd be nice. Primetime TV.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that's what it was this past year.
It was?
Was it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I would say
Lions Jets.
not. Ooh, that would be interesting. Do they play the Jets though?
We'll find out on the 14th.
Yeah.
Oh, we already know who their opponents are going to be.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a list of their opponents already out there.
Yeah, they've already released a list of everybody's opponents.
Oh, well, then I'll have to take a look at the list. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I don't know what AFC division they play this year.
My grade for the Bears was going to be a B, only because I wanted them to go halfback. They had their pick of the litter, kind of, pretty much. The same with the offensive line; they had their pick of the litter at 10. Genty was the only running back gone that would have been they're one of their top candidates, but they had at least 4 more running backs they could have grabbed at 10.
I had a question about that. Well, first of all, I didn't give him a grade. I gave him an A. I thought the Bears did a great job. I thought they had a good draft. Again, emulating the success that he walked away from. I don't think it's a bad plan.
Mm-mm.
I'm just curious to watch it play out, but I don't, by any stretch of the imagination, think it's a bad plan. I would probably do the same. I was there to watch them build this, and this is how it was done. And damn it, this is a winning formula, and that I know and experienced, and I would do the same probably. But yeah, I think it was interesting. I think one thing I had a question about was Gentry. What's your thoughts? Do you think he's going to be? Because Wade said he think he's going to be a bust. You still think that?
I'm on the fence. I'm not completely sold on him yet. Him with the Raiders, he's got Pete Carroll. You know what I mean? And Pete Carroll knows how to work a running back. He may not make the right decision with his running backs all the time, but one thing he's consistently done is know how to foster the talent of a running back. And so I think if Genty's going to do good, he's at the right team for it.
I heard a comparison to Genty for Genty that I haven't heard before, and they said that Pete Carroll has himself another Marshawn Lynch.
That's my thinking right now.
So, and they did pretty good together last time.
Yeah.
He actually got the most out of Marshawn Lynch.
I was just gonna say, you see how that worked out for Marshawn, because
Marshawn went to Buffalo and was just a guy.
Yeah, he went to Oakland, was just a guy.
He was a guy. He went to Seattle, and he had a good year. But then Pete Carroll came, and he became a household name.
Mm-hmm. If there's anyone that's going to make Genty incredible, that's going to be him. But I question Genty's ability outside of having Pete Carroll as a head coach.
I don't understand that way.
Something just feels off about his skill set. Like he's I don't even know how to really put it. It's just
get Henry back on here and talk some sense in the way. Henry, where's my phone? Let me call Henry and tell him we dude over here talking crazy.
I'm not completely sold on Genti yet. I was a huge fan of his in college. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sold on him yet in the league. But like I said, he's with Pete Carroll, and if anyone's going to make him great, that's the coach he's going to need to be with. Hey, who knows what he learns from Carroll, he might take in a way that Marshawn wasn't able to and use it the rest of his career.
By the way, folks, if you subscribe to the channel on Woods Network, it is the Woods Network on YouTube. There is a past episode that I was talking about, Henry. We had the former Minnesota Viking Henry Thomas on the show. We thought he was only going to be on for a segment. This boy, I had to kick him off the show. He stayed for the whole show. I couldn't get him out of here. Good deal. It was a great interview. We had a good time with Henry. So if you get a chance to check out our network, go ahead. That maybe we were all kicked out of the group, the SWFFG at the time. So maybe we'd drop it in there for everybody to get to see a little glimpse of the interview that we did with Henry Thomas, former NFL defensive tackle, and should be Hall of Famer.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I was talking about when I said Henry. Just that's why I brought it up, because I mentioned Henry, and it was kind of an inside joke, and I don't like inside jokes. I don't like inside jokes on outside entertainment.
Right. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. It's time to talk about about Shador.
Oh, baby.
Everybody
All right.
good.
Before we get to what was that?
I said everybody talking about Shador.
I know, but there's one thing that was said about Shador that's been eating at me. And I had read where a former player had said that Shador Sanders being drafted in the 5th round makes him a camp body. Basically, he is predestined to be cut from the team before the preseason. That bothered me just because his whole reason for saying that was because of where he was drafted. Tom Brady was drafted well past the 3rd. Kurt Warner was not drafted, period. Right.
Right.
There's no such thing as a
Shannon
camp
Sharp
body.
was drafted in the Shannon Sharp was drafted in the 7th round.
Exactly.
There's guys that have been successful in the league that were drafted in rounds they no longer have.
Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy was the last pick of the draft. Yeah, that's a stupid take. That's a lazy take.
Man, that bothered me so much seeing that. I'm like,
That's
there's no such thing as a camp body.
Now,
There's
you
the
wanna
guys
know-
who cut it, and there's the guys who they were good enough to get into the NFL, but just couldn't cut it for that year on that team.
You know who is going to be a camp body for the Browns this year? Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he's going to be a camp body.
Gonna be interesting.
He's going to be the dummy quarterback that they let hit.
If it's one guy I don't want Shador hanging out with,
Mm-hmm.
don't let him hire you a masseuse.
Hey, it's a good thing they got Flacco there.
Oh, they got Flacco back?
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
Flacco.
Okay.
So Joe Flacco is going to be the starter as it stands, and everybody else is battling for the backup position.
Yeah, right now
They
it's
picked 2 quarterbacks, so it's feeling like good night, Deshaun.
oh yeah, especially since they have Kenny Pickett as well.
They got a crowded quarterback room. Somebody's got to go.
Yeah. Is it going to be the 3rd rounder or the 5th rounder? Is basically what it's coming down to.
I don't know. Or is it going to be Kenny Pickett or Deshaun Watson? I think it comes down to that too.
Yeah.
They're not like high flying prospects.
No.
Do I get rid of one of the young guys? I just picked up two rookies,
Yeah.
2 young guys, and I'm gonna let them battle it out. Or I
Oh.
don't see Deshaun Watson being considered the future anymore.
Look at all the moves they made in the draft and all the picks they made over the next 2 years.
Like
Deshaun's gone. He's not going to make it to preseason. There's no way. They're going to take that cap hit. They're gonna say, you know what? We'll take
Why
this
not?
cap hit because we got all these draft picks. We're just gonna
Why
rebuild.
not? You can't get rid of him. You can't trade him.
And
All
they
you can
just
do
got
is
their quarterback of the future.
at this point, he's dead weight.
Yep.
Yeah.
At this point, he's dead weight. Why not? Move on. Move. The experiment didn't work.
Because you're not going to keep Deshaun Watson and mentor Shador or Dylan Gabriel.
No,
No.
no, not you will not. You will, but you won't get a happy ending. So it's like that's not what we meant by a happy ending. So,
Right.
I
Right.
think he's out of there. I believe he's out of there.
So I got a question here then regarding Shador. Do you think all this going on, him getting drafted in the 5th round, all the talk going around the internet, the media, everything, is this humbling him or is it firing him up even more?
I think it's doing both.
I don't think it's humbling him at all. I think that was the intent, was to humble him. I don't think it's humbling him at all. And I don't want I'm tired of them humbling niggas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why we always got to humble black men? Why we always got to praise Barry because he was humble and not the guy that was brash and but we wasn't trying to humble Johnny Manziel. We wasn't trying to humble Baker Mayfield.
Right.
We're just letting them be themselves. Why we always got to humble? No, I don't want him. I don't want him humble. I want him confident. I want him brash. I want him to feel like he can. I want him to feel as good about himself as he did when y'all got turned off by his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
When his confidence made you insecure, that's the guy that I want.
Yeah.
That's the guy. I don't want humble.
No.
They always try to humble black men. I don't get it. I'm not with that.
Right.
I'm not with that at all. And I don't think he's humbled. I do think he may have a chip on his shoulder. I think he'll have a chip on his shoulder. I'm curious to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
Because I think he did a great job in college.
Yeah.
I didn't really see. I won't even say really. I'm going to be real. I've never seen Dylan Gabriel play.
Me neither.
I didn't even know he was in the
I've
draft.
never watched the game. Yeah, I've never watched a game of his. I've seen Kenny Pickett. I liked him in college in Pittsburgh. I didn't like him in the pros at Pittsburgh. I thought he had flashed. I thought he was going to be a good pro. So I'm not giving up on him yet. He could potentially be good. I think he'll be second. I think he'll hold his second string spot. And I think Dylan and Shador is going to battle out for third string.
Yeah.
I
think Shador is going to win. I think Shador is going to be the third string quarterback, and really close to. I think he's going to be in competition for second place, but I think he'll get for second string. But I think he'll be third. I think Kenny Pickett will win that.
Worst case scenario, Shador gets cut and the Browns end up having to face him twice a year when he goes and gets signed by the Steelers.
The Steelers grabbed the QB too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Another guy no one knew was in the draft.
New Orleans picked a guy named Slow.
Oh my God, dude. They picked the guy I hated the most in the draft. I was like, this is an intentional tanking. What is this?
Yeah.
Even getting killed with the little video clips people been finding on him. But I know just like you can play his highlight reel and it's all good plays. You can take somebody that don't like him and they can make a highlight reel of all the bad plays. So I'm not letting that sway the way I feel about him. I've never seen him play. I did watch his highlight reels where I saw the good things, but
no, what got me is the fact that
I don't
speed,
think he's better. I don't think he's going to be a better pro quarterback than Shador.
No.
I,
the thing, he could have a Baker Mayfield type career where he got bounced around from team to team for a little bit. Kenny Pickett.
Or actually, you're right, and I actually compare him more to Sam Darnold.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, I do. I see him more of a Sam Darnold and getting that opportunity, and all of a sudden, he's better than we remember. Yeah, because now he's been around for a little while. He's learned some stuff, and wasn't terrible coming out of college. I liked Kenny Pickett in college. Actually, I thought he was. I expected more of him. I was disappointed when he didn't pan out in Pittsburgh. But following the legend is not easy.
No.
And with Sam Darnold and the Jets, man, he was on a horrible team.
I agree. I agree.
So
Man.
he had nothing to work with.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's very true.
Same thing when he went to Carolina, and then he went to the 49ers and had a little bit to work with, so he started showing flashes. That's how he got the job in Minnesota.
Yeah. And then he showed out.
Mm-hmm.
Earned him a contract over in Seattle?
Yep.
I think it is.
$100 million contract.
Yeah. Well, with Jalen Milroe right behind him.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see how these over the next 5 years how these. No, I'm going to say over the next, because that first, when you get their second contract tells a big story about who got it right today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We find out who got it right in this draft when those second contracts start coming up.
Yes.
Who's going to get to the second contract and how much will you get? Because some people's going to be bounced out of wherever they are. Some people going to have a big payday, and some people going to be out the league.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's going to be interesting to see in 4 years who's getting another contract and who's getting bounced. That's going to be the true judge of what happened, what we witnessed this past Sunday, because it was unprecedented. And I was just in awe watching them slip through the second round and then the third round. I was like, they are blackballing this guy, man.
Yeah.
Reason.
It was sad to see, quite frankly.
Yeah.
It was disappointing, and it's not about I think he's so great. I do believe he was a first round talent. I think he was. I've never seen a guy projected in the top 5 slide to 144.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy slid 140 spots. I've never seen that before in my life. I've seen guys slide 20 spots. I've seen them slide, to the bottom of the first round. I've seen them slide into the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a guy projected to be in the top 5 slide to the 5th round.
No.
That's not a slide. That's an intentional push.
Yeah.
They pulled the floor out. That's an intentional. They was stomping you down, pushing you down there.
Well, according to Boomer Esiason, the majority of owners took him completely off of their draft boards. I think it was he said something like just a few teams left that had him on their draft board at all.
It was like an owner's decision.
Yeah.
It was an owner's decision.
Yeah.
Which says a lot.
Yeah.
Which says a lot, because the owners don't know shit about what's going on. Most of the owners don't know shit. That's why they hire GMs. They don't know how to build a team. They don't care about wins. They care about the bottom line.
Yeah.
Right.
They thinking this guy's going to lose us some money because our white audience don't like him.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know why I say they didn't humble him? Because, and this is going to tie into this other story that I wanted to share with you, and so I'm going to take it there.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to take it there, so I don't have to rabbit hole it there. I'm rabbit holing to another story. The reason it's not going to humble him is because by knocking him down to the 5th round, on the surface, you looked at how much money he lost. Right? A top 5 pick is getting anywhere from $20 to $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
5th round pick is getting $1 million a year at the best.
Yeah.
That's what you get now. So you done lost $20-30 million. But that don't count when you are Shedeur Sanders. That don't count when you're the biggest story in sports 4 or 5 days after the draft. You know why? Because there's something called endorsements and merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still make money.
Yep.
You can still get paid without having the biggest salary. You can still get paid.
Yeah.
And group in New Jersey who came up with what I thought, which on the surface is an ingenious idea. And before I give my thoughts on it, I'll toss it out there. So they organized a different kind of boycott for the NFL. They're saying we're going to support Shador, but we are only going to buy his merchandise from his site. We're not buying his merchandise from the NFL site. We're buying his merchandise from his site so that he gets the lion's share of the money. And he ain't got to split it with y'all. What's your thoughts on that?
That's actually kind of ingenious.
Oh.
That's ingenious.
Yeah.
And I think, I think if I give me a Shador Sanders jersey this year, I'm gonna buy it from his.
I like it. Here's the thing. For him to get 100% of that payment, he would have to not be an authentic jersey. If it's an authentic Shador Sanders Cleveland Browns jersey, the NFL still gets a kickback.
Absolutely.
But still sending a pretty heavy statement to the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, bet you guys may have made this decision on thinking it's what's best for business, but guess what? We're going to decide what's best for business because we are your business.
Hey, bro, I bet you there's more knockoff jerseys sold than there is actual authentic jerseys sold.
I agree with that.
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
More knockoffs, yeah. Well, and I'm going to say this, like I said before, on the surface, I thought it was ingenious. When I dig beneath the surface, I see holes in it. For one, I couldn't find his website. I don't know if he has a website yet. Shador is out there. Start a freaking website.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Pay somebody to start your website. You went to college. Get you somebody to get the website up and running.
Get millions off of sweatbands.
Waze, get on it.
I'm good. You got to pay me.
So yeah. So first and foremost, get the site up and running, and make it easily accessible.
Wait, Sprout said,
God damn, can I finish?
I'm sorry.
All right. Go ahead, man. What were you saying?
Go ahead.
What were you about to say?
Oh, I was just telling Waze that Sprout said, "What's up?"
Oh, what's good?
Okay. See, I lose my thought when I get interrupted. That's why you got to let me cook. So you've got to get the site up and running. Also, like Wade said, authentic information, the authentic jerseys, that's going to be NFL money, but you still get some. He's already like the number 10 selling jersey in the NFL right now.
Number 3 right now amongst NFL rookies.
He's bumped all the way. He's bumped up of rookies. I'm talking about 10 overall in all of the NFL. He's already the 10th biggest selling jersey as it is. So he's getting cut of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the NFL gets paid there, he also gets paid there. But also on his page, he can have merchandise that's his own making, of his own doing. You can do your own designs and have your own merch available on your site that says legendary or whatever Shador, whatever you want. Kind of logo, get your own logo. You can do your own hats and shirts and all kind. There's a lot of merch you can do.
Yo, I'm gonna give it to you for free right now. The 5 time. That's all you gotta do. The 5. You can even just leave it at that. The 5. Take advantage of the situation. All right, they knocking on you for the 5th round. The 5. Now sell that. Make money off of it.
There's a lot of things that he can do. That's not including the NFL brand, the shield branding, so that they're not getting paid. And put that on your website because people are coming. The news is out there. The story is out there. The story is heavy, so people are looking for your site as we speak.
Waze, get on it.
Okay, that you told that joke already. Get off it.
You know what he should do though? You know what he should do though? I'd change his number to 5.
I
Because
was thinking that too.
2 in Cleveland is a bad number for Cleveland quarterbacks.
That is another thing about it. You are correct. 2 in Cleveland has been a loser number.
I mean,
5 has meaning, and
Yeah.
everybody knows what it means.
It's a statement.
yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I would thought the same thing, that he should wear number 5.
Yeah. Embrace it.
It'd be even better if he could wear number 144. That'd be dope.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, what else is going on?
All right. The 49ers and George Kittle have come to terms. He's got a 4-year extension worth $76.4 million with a $40 million guarantee.
You mean they actually re-signed somebody?
This is true. Which just means our boy Brock is. Wait, did Brock get an extension yet?
I think he still got 1 or 2 more years left.
Oh, I thought they were working on an extension already.
For Brock who?
Purdy.
I think they are. They are working on it. He didn't get extended yet, but they are.
Yeah.
They are
He's
in
next.
conversation about extending him.
Yeah.
And they didn't pick Shador, so
Yeah.
he's safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, so he's safe.
I got one little last piece of news that OG, I imagine you would enjoy. The Lions have made draft history. The Lions are the first team in NFL history to draft an Egyptian to their team.
Really?
Walk like an Egyptian.
Egyptian lover.
Defensive end Ahmed
Lover, baby.
Hassanin was drafted by them.
Oh, they had that defensive end that they got late in the draft.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Is that the one from Boise?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I got you. That's actually interesting, and I like that. I didn't know he was Egyptian. I'm a fan now.
Yeah. First Egyptian drafted in the NFL. That's pretty dope.
That is dope. The Bears made history.
Yeah.
Psych.
Hey, man, that I don't know of. I did see a report where a couple analysts said that the Bears actually did pick up 3 first-round draft talents. In
I can see that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Loveland, Burton III from Missouri, and then Shamar Turner.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I agree with that. Ways, anything else?
Yeah. So May 14th, we got the draft, or the NFL schedules are being released. What are some matches that you're hoping to see coming up here?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm the obvious. I mean, there's some that's already set. You know, the NFC North. I'm ready to see them battle it out again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Baltimore. I don't know. I don't really have any in particular, but you know, I'm just looking forward to certain teams. But nobody really tickles my fancy as far as a matchup.
Okay. You got any predictions for let's say Christmas Day game?
I hate the Christmas Day game.
Oh yeah, I never watch it.
I mean, this is their first time doing it.
It is?
Day games it's always been basketball.
Was it Christmas Eve?
This is their first time doing a Christmas Day game.
Yeah, we never had
usually basketball day.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
No.
No, I won't be watching it.
And like those guys have a day with their family. NFL's greedy.
Mm-hmm.
What's Shador's website again? Give me Shador's.
All right. So I guess that is time for what I got last for you
For
here.
the Christmas Day matchup, I'm looking at Buffalo and Baltimore, or Buffalo and Kansas City.
Ooh.
Or Kansas City and Baltimore. It's going to be that little trio of teams.
Yeah.
2 of them got to play each other
Yeah.
for it to make any sense to me.
I could get with that.
That or Cowboys and Detroit. How about that? Oh,
That would be kind of fire. I ain't gonna
how
lie.
did you like the Cowboys draft, by the way?
Didn't pay attention.
Offensive line.
Yeah,
Offensive line and
Oh,
defense. That's all they did. Offensive
yeah,
line.
as usual.
I
yeah.
don't.
Russ was like, you need to start giving me some linemen, right? Wait, I'm thinking of the
Who? What?
Giants, yo. I just realized that was like Dak Prescott.
The Giants had a damn good
I
draft.
was like,
So
where's Dak at now? I was like, wait a second. I'm at the wrong one. The Giants had an incredible draft. They did surprisingly good.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think that was their promise to Dak is to try to keep him off the ground.
Upright.
Yeah.
Upright.
All right. So we're gonna do some way, and I mean way too early end of the year award predictions here.
Love it.
I got a good setup of or a healthy choice here. Let's start at MVP. Who do you guys think is going to be the league MVP?
I think the league MVP is going to go once again to Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna have to disagree, and I'm gonna go with this year's MVP, Josh Allen.
Hmm. All right. I'm gonna go with Lamar as well. That's who I originally was hoping would. He's coming out on fire this year. He's pissed. He knows he should have been MVP. uh, offensive rookie of the year.
I'm going to go with Cam Ward.
I'm
I
gonna go.
like
With, I'm gonna go with Ashton Genty.
Okay. I'm going outside of the box of what most people's going with just because I know the head coach is going to do incredible with him. I'm going to go with Amari and Hampton, running back with the Chargers.
Okay.
Defensive rookie of the year.
I'm going to go ahead and state the obvious, man. Think of Dude Carter.
I'm gonna go with Travis Hunter.
Oh, shit. I forgot about him. I'm still going with Abdul Carter. But, oh, man, Travis is right there, too. I think he's going to shock the world on this one.
I
Because no
think
one's expecting him to be able to keep NFL speed on both sides of the ball.
I think he's gonna end up playing mostly on defense.
I think the opposite. I think he's going to end up mostly playing offense. You know why? Because he is in a place to be.
Duval.
Okay, I just had to get it off. I had to get it off.
Yo, can you imagine though? 79-yard touchdown caught by Travis Hunter. Comes out 3 plays later, pick 6.
That'd be fire. That'd be fire. It would be a different category though, because is he offensive rookie of the year or is he defensive rookie of the year if he does well about what if he wins both? Oh
Oh,
that would be incredible. That would be incredible.
that legit could be a possibility though.
That would be incredible.
Oh, I like that. Now here's a tough one. Comeback player of the year.
Come back, baby. Come back. Comeback player of the year. I think it's going to be Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Justin Fields.
I like that.
I'm gonna say Joe Flacco.
Mhm.
Head coach.
I'm going with Dan Campbell
I like it.
I'm gonna go with Ben Johnson.
because I think Dan Campbell got robbed. I do. I think he got robbed last year. He lost to a guy that he beat twice. That didn't make sense to me. Had more injuries than lost his whole defense twice. I mean, they 21 defensive injuries. That's damn near two starting lineups,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and still went 15-2, and then he lost the coach of the year job to a guy that he beat twice.
Right.
It didn't make sense to me. So
That's fair.
I'm going with Dan Campbell.
All right. And Rob, you said Ben Johnson? I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm not gonna go with Kevin O'Connell, even though that's my guy. He's lifelong head coach of the year in my book, anyways. I'm gonna go with Dan Quinn, with the Commanders.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Now, these last four all pertain. It could be pertaining to fantasy football as well. QB of the year.
QB of the year is going to be I'm going with Caleb Williams.
As am I.
I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow. Running back.
Just because his name's Joe.
I didn't even think about. I always call him Macaulay. Or Kevin.
Running back, I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs.
I'm gonna go with Saquon.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going crazy this year. That's guaranteed. Not even a guess. I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs as well. Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Hit me from the rear. I'm going to go with Malik Neighbors.
I'm gonna go with Roma Dunze.
You done picked
I'm sitting here like, good Lord.
Kick him off the show. Hold
He
on.
said the Bears.
You get kicked out the show. Every player, everything has been all bad. You getting kicked out, you're getting kicked out the show. I'm kicking you out. I'm booting you. We don't do that here.
I don't know why I was surprised. I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. First time picking a Viking on this list, on this period.
No, and that's legit. That's legit.
And tight end, final one.
I'm going with the old faithful, man. I'm going Travis Kelce.
I'm gonna go with Sam Laporta.
I like that. I'm gonna go with Brock Bowers.
That's a good pick.
And that is all I have for you guys this week.
All right. I want to say big ups to everybody that's checking us out. Thank you for watching. Big ups to we talk a lot of schmack about them, but big ups to the BSB and the BSB group, Facebook group. That stands for the Broads. The Broad Street Bullies. My bad.
The Broads on the Street Bullies.
Broads on Bully Street. And also I got to give a shout out to the SWFFG Facebook group. These are both groups as dedicated to fantasy football. And big ups to EFG as well, both EFG New York and EFG Texas. All the crews out there at Death Row. Of course, I got to give a shout to Dejan and the Big Steppers and everybody else. We are the Outlaws, and we out of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's the Woods Network on YouTube. Like what you see if you like what you see. And on top of that, share it with your friends. And we are out of here. And by the way, if you don't like the show, share it with your enemies. And that said, man, we're out of here like last year. And I would do a red pill, blue pill, but something came up during the show.
Uh-oh.
And I gotta send this one out to the D. Catch y'all next time. We out.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
What up, though?